Okay, then we'll work on that.
Still doing only one side, and we are still not really getting it. Like she has no problem with the doing this. She's okay understanding not to go forward, but behind, I can't get her to go their way. Like she might do this and then she goes straight back. So, like she will go.
Okay, so she's unconfident. Yeah. So there's something about your position. Her worried about having her hind end there. Because so you're probably too far over here.
Right. When I just do the hind, like looking at she has no problem with
right.
that. But then when I try to do the same thing here, then she.
Okay. So I'm gonna guess that that's a position problem. I'm uncomfortable. So here. Show me what you're doing at home, and then I'll see if I can figure out where she might be worried. Whatever. He knows both directions, so practice the direction you're doing with her. Okay. Yep. So, yep, just control him being in your space. Just back him out. Okay, and she does also? Okay. Okay, so I would say you have to steady work on both of these. Going well for you, then I would work on a bunch of hind ends first. If the front end's not going well for you, work on some front ends, and try to do maybe a little bit less. So try maybe a shuffle step over, and then to work get them. But in the beginning, rib cage. Shoulder. Okay, the actually change. Still on top. Of him, so you can help him understand. Or I would say, as far back as right here, and then when you around from here, extend the front end. Yep, back him out of your space. Good. Now. Yep. Okay, stop. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. He's going forward. Good. Okay, so let me show you. We're getting in the sun again, so. So, I want him, no, you're fine. Wait. You're good. Okay, so I want him to stay right there. No, I did a lot of sideways stuff with him the other day, towards me. So I want him to move his front feet. I'm going to tell his front feet where to go. He turned, I don't make that happen. all the way over there. I can tell the shoulders where to go. And I'm supporting the shoulder. Good, telling him not to go forward. Tell his hind end where to go. Mine is not to go forward. Now look, I can make this rope really long. I don't have to get close to him to do it. Okay? So try to stay, imagine that you have kind of a dance space. And your dance space is, like the size of a ball or something. So that what's happening is you're getting up here and he can't hear you. Because he can't see what you're going to have to kind of tell his nose by micromanaging what to do. So he's just getting worried. When you know what to do, he gets worried and starts moving his feet. Back. Back. Good. Yep. Now support the shoulder. Just the shoulder. So you're just going to kind of make it seem like you're going to lob that over at his shoulder. Yep. 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 And stop. Good. Because you don't want it. You want to know how to take the gas away. You're going to put on the gas. So when he does movement, you got to take all the gas off. Otherwise. Okay. The rope kind of feed out of your hand and then it'll get longer. There. Yep, yep. So in his case, you've got a busy feet too. In his case, you can out to stop moving. I didn't say all that. You can kind of let them get away with moving around. He does it more because he thinks he's doing something. You to kind of say stop moving. Good. Wiggle, wiggle. See those 2 forward steps he took, you didn't need to take. So you want to be right ahead of that. Wiggle. Good. Now, okay, he can't. He's behind and all by himself. Hind end first if you want, since he's so happy to catch up his hind end, move his hind end first. And that's something you could do with your girl too if you wanted to, if it ends up working out better. So now that would be a hand down really. You wouldn't have your first, so you don't. Your body, and that'll get that tip to his nose. Yep. And wiggle if he goes to go forward. Good. Good. There you go. Stop, so I just want to do something. That hand, to the shoulder, and you would feet part of the shoulder sideways when they've gotten every. Yep. You can communicate. There's no sense in trying to put them together. It's okay. Oh, it's done. Yep. Good. Hey, it was a little effort, but you know he was responding to your gas, which is good because you were giving him too much gas before. So go. Yep. Yep. Good. And you only give them gas when they need the gas, so you don't automatically give them gas. Because especially a horse like him, too much gas right away. That's okay. She's still new to it. Well, that's why I thought he was a good match for what you described her to be. Yeah, if you're confident that she understands it, then yeah, now you can start either asking for more prompt, like a marching back, or you can start asking for longer distance. More energy, or and your body language could be much more aggressive. So, like, because that's a very dominant thing you're asking her to do. So if you say back up and you want to give her that, I suggest you know, like she's staring at your dinner plate or something, like, don't you do that. Yeah, now if you've gotten her to where she's going around obstacles and stuff, yeah, now you can say, I said back up. So ask him to back up, and if he starts to really kind of just drag behind on you, then just take up the energy for a split second. It's like you're going to gun the gas just to get out of the intersection. Okay? But you don't plan on flooring it the rest of the time. So now get real loud and say, get back. There. Yep. Now I just didn't know what you're gonna try to turn his tail. Oh, you're gonna go, okay. 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 Okay, so, okay. Well, what's happening is, let me just borrow him for a second. What's happening is, back. So, for me, I want it to be back up. Yeah, because it's a very dominant thing and he'll probably lick and chew just because it was so different from what you were doing. And that's because, like, the sweetness, you can do sweet, but that's what you get. You get sweet back. And I'm not saying, I could just turn up my energy and get more without getting aggressive towards him. He's like, I think I like her better. Oh, there. Hi, Mama. I thought I saw something hanging out of the water. My feral cat. She acts friendly, but she's not. Yeah. Good. So see the difference? You're smiling. It's friendly. So to him, he's like, I don't know, she's just having fun. As opposed to, oh, shoot, I'm sorry, I'll get out of your way. Okay, so you want him to think that you're a horse with your ears pinned. Sorry, Mama. There you go, that's better. That's the cat climbing the wall. Yes. And it's easy to do if what you think your energy is not producing, but see how much energy you can make in front of him without being that close? You can actually make more energy in front of him when you're farther away. So now if you get into his space because you're trying to be more present, then you want, see how he just leaned when I came at him? You want your energy louder. So if you had to get more into his space, then you really want to get that loud, because if you felt you had to get that close to him, then that means he's not responding to you being loud out here. You should be able to be very successful being loud out here. So if you felt like you had to charge him too, then get even louder. So you get him to respect, like if I lean at him like I want him to do something, he should respect my body language. So I don't want, like I want him to respond to my body language, not so much to all that energy support. Until, like, you should be able to tell her to back up without, doing any more than, like that. Okay, so why don't you ask him to go, we're going to put it together so you can see what it is to put it together, but I don't think, it doesn't sound like your girl's ready for you to put it together. But when you want to put it together, you're going to still tell his front end to go where you want him to go, but you're going to stay slightly off center. So you'll stand probably right about here. You'll tell his front end where to go. Maybe, you're better where you're at. And then you're going to talk to, like, where you can see his rib before it bends away from you. The rope will be pointing right about here. And then you're going to have your head tilted just like you're telling his hind end what to do. But your hand can't come down and your energy doesn't change off his rib cage. And then you're in a position where whatever's falling apart. So say you're like this, you're doing the ribs, and the front end lags. All you do is you move your support to the shoulder, because your hand's already still telling him what to do. And then if his hind end lags, then you can just put your support further behind the ribs. So you're just going to, you'll change. This is your main focus, but you can fluctuate what's falling behind. So have him go over that cone. So he's too far. There you go. Yep. And you got to control the forward. So the wiggle would be important too.
So right now when I'm just teaching her, she doesn't need to go over anything, huh?
Oh, no. Obstacle, you add obstacle just to keep it interesting for the horse. She may tell you something totally different when you start adding obstacles. She was probably going, do you know there's something here? She was probably getting real worried, trying to avoid it.
Kind of, like, with her hind legs go by the back legs when she backs up, and she's kind of stepping on.
Okay.
So, yeah, so now I start doing this.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to have you back him through the barrels, go around backwards, around that barrel, back him back through the barrels, and go sideways, with you staying on this side of the barrel, going sideways over that cone. So first, You can walk with him around that barrel, but once you're going back through the barrels for the second time, you stay on this side of the barrels. He's going backwards. He's going to back through towards the big arena, back through, side pass over that cone. You can back him as far up as you need to get yourself out of there. Yeah. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. He lost attention. Yep. Wiggle, wiggle. Good. You're going to go over it. Yep. Now you stay on this side of the barrels. Yep. Good. Get the hind end to catch up. He's decided his face itches. Good boy. Okay. So I'm going to add one more thing to that. You're going to do that whole thing again, and then I'm going to add one more thing to it. I just got to figure out where he needs to be. Okay. So he needs to be right where he is. Okay. So, around, back in again, over that. Then you go from behind this barrel over to get on the mounting block. From where he should be still standing over there, snap your fingers and have him come and overpass or side pass towards you to land here. He's not supposed to listen. Here, and I'll even make this part a little bit easier for you as far as just getting around it. Yep. You got worried because I changed the vision, the view of that obstacle is now different. He's not used to it laying on the ground. He thinks his face itches and it's supposed to be scratched right there. Okay? Yeah. Okay. they're always going to have a tendency to go forward when they're not 100% sure of something, so be always ready to tell them to go back instead of let them hang there. Good? Yep. Good. I'm glad you kind of took down the energy for a second and let him shift gears, because now you're trying to do something totally different. Good. Wiggle, wiggle. He's going to go forward. Back him up a tiny step. Now raise your right hand. Oh, he'll do it anyway. Good boy. I need one that doesn't already know all the games. Okay. So, what happened here, if you were one of my little kids, I would have said, okay, you got to start over. Because you didn't side pass over this cone. You kind of quit and went on to the next thing. Right, we were supposed to go over it. Good boy. Okay. So I'm trying to get him something sideways that he doesn't already do on a regular basis, to where it'll help you work on that. Which way are we going? Okay. Right? Which way were you going for your regular side? I don't know. It cuts in and out. Can you hear that? Yeah, it cuts in and out. I don't know. It's new, but, you know, you pay $40 for something. I guess it's not supposed to work for very long. Alright. Sideways. So you wanted to learn how to have them come over to you, right? Because that would be kind of a good one to do here. Sideways, over, back. Let me just see if he will understand that. I'm going to show you how to teach him how to do the over, which is when they side pass towards you. Which she's not going to be ready for that, so I wouldn't teach it to her, but yet. No. Wake up. Watch me. No. Wrong way, wrong way. No, no, no. No, other way. Yep. Back. 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 Nope. No, 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 no. No, no. 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 Come on, good boy. Over. Yep. I don't even have a here. I don't think that doesn't know it, so it'd be hard for me to teach you how to teach them, because it depends on the horse. probably the easiest. Have you done any of the rein cues with her yet? To teach her to yield her hind, like to do a, or on the ground? So, remember we did the... Okay, so you did over to the girth, and then raise up to the, and then, good. Okay, so what a side pass towards you, how that started, is you stay on this side, and you do the indirect rein this way. Yeah, you have to get out of the way.
The other way she was doing it on my feet when I was doing the cue here.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, you can get those. So,
So you are standing, but you have the ring.
Yep, so the rein goes on this side.
And then you're pulling towards the middle?
I'm asking his nose. See, the way I always know when I'm working with a horse that they're allowed to do it on their own, like without all the aids anymore, I know that they know what I want because they'll automatically tip their nose that way. Okay. So if I raise my hand and say over, their nose should automatically go that way. If it doesn't, then I'm going to tell his nose to go that way.
So you are
over
towards the rear and
good.
Side pass over here.
Yep. Well, right now it's going to be a hind yield towards you. And see, it's a hard one to actually suggest anybody try on their own, only because if you're not getting out of the way of her stepping on you in your front with the front feet, she may get worried right off the bat and do a quick circle where her tail will brush against your belly. If you did, and that's when you get out of the way. If you don't get out of the way, she's going to slam right into you. Because usually when they first learn it, that's their first reaction. And then it's refining it to the one step at a time. It's the complete opposite of when you're teaching them something else, where they have to do it one step at a time and they're happy to try to figure that out. This is like they're way overachieving because they're scared. So you have to be here to initiate the cue, but you have to watch all the muscles in their hind end. So when those muscles come around, so like I'm going to ask his head to come around, and now I'm going to watch that muscle. Now as he starts to lean, I'm going to know to step out of the way. Over. Over.
You like clicking with your finger at the same time, or you just doing the ring?
Well, okay, so everything I teach, it's going to look the way it's going to look 10 years from now. So the rein is the aid. That's my tool right now, but I hold the rein up like this because when the reins are gone, this still means over. You know what I mean? So my hand up is only because that's what my future aid is my future cue is going to be. Okay. So the hand up is not necessary. Like you could do it like this, you know, but to make it so he understands it when the rein isn't there anymore, I put my hand up. That's okay. So that's what she's probably going to do, what he just did, because when she's going to get worried and she's going to spin around, and do you trust that she won't kick you? I mean, for the most part. Back.
For 2 years I had her against me.
Here.
The other girl was
So, like, she'll probably, the first time you do it, she'll get real worried, and she'll spin all the way around like that. And you're just going to have to get out of the way, or have me come down one time, and I'll help you with that. Well, she's just going to. Yeah. Yeah. And she'll probably do it quickly because she'll probably do it like she's scared, like she's doing something wrong by putting her tail at you in any way. So if you notice, once the tail comes across the front of me, he's like, oh, he wants to get that tail away from me because he knows he's not supposed to point his tail at me. For, you know.
That's the first step?
That's the first step. And then after you can get the hind end to come over, see, Matias, hey, over. So I always block the face, good, when I do it without the rope anymore, because if I have the rope, obviously I'm pulling the face around. So now I have to block his face. So I block the face, but now I want his shoulder to come too, so I'm going to tell him over with his shoulder. Well, it's the same as when you're telling them to go this way with their shoulder. Good. Ho, you're good, But you're going to stand here now because this is where you're going to be when you want to do overs. So you're going to stand here now and you're going to ask, stop, Tias, pay attention. I know you're trying really hard. I want your shoulder. Good.
Because right now I'm teaching her shoulder.
Right.
Pulling like this.
Right. So now imagine turning and facing the shoulder and asking it this way.
Okay.
Okay? So all you're doing is you're just changing your body position, but you're still explaining it the exact same way. There's nothing different from me doing this. Good. There. There's nothing different from me doing that, because my rein is exactly the same. All I'm going to do is turn, and then I'm going to lean and invite the shoulder to me. So, because this is always a draw. This is always saying, come to me, come to me. Whatever body part I'm leaning at should come to me. So if I want him, the front of him to come to me, which he should be listening, he should come to me. If I stand up, he should stop. I know, you're a good boy. He's like, oh, I'll come over to you. Okay. So see if you can't get him to take an overstep, which obviously he's very good at, so it won't be difficult for you to get him to do it, but do the mechanics of it. Yep. Yep, towards you. So you can put the rope on the other side. Yep. And it's a waiting game too, so you're going to get his nose turned around. Now he'll do it right away. I'm trying to think if there's anybody in the barn that doesn't know it. He'll do it right away, but say she won't do it right away, and you get her head bent all around, okay? And she just sits there like that, like, I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want. You're just going to wait. You're going to wait until bending... Yep, you're not going to change anything about your pressure. You're not going to change anything. You're not going to tug on her. You're not going to start doing stuff to try to motivate her to do anything. You're just going to sit there and wait. Because see how his head is? He isn't going to want to stay like that for very long. So you just wait until he says, oh, let me get straight. How can I get straight? That's how I get straight. Yep. So it's a patience game. And if you try to make it happen, you're going to scare her. So literally all you're really trying to get her to understand is when I pick up this rein and go like this, you're going to bend your head around. And then you're just going to wait for the rest of her body to follow what it has to do.
So how much pressure
you're going to pull on him till his head comes around. Hold your hand up in the air. Yep. Yep, because his head's still facing this way. There you go. Good. Good. And let him know. Good.
And how do you stop you up, or how do you stop?
Right, for right now, you're going to just allow her to be right. So you don't do anything yet, because that's a refinement. Just get out of the way. Because if you try to start micromanaging it, like say you ask her to come over and she starts really coming over and you poke her in the ribs to stop her, she's gonna think she's being disciplined for doing the right thing. So you can't do that. You can't.
And what is my body position when I'm doing this? Doesn't matter.
No, your body position is actually going to be completely parallel or perpendicular to him.
Okay.
Yep. Because you're imagining you're standing on a mounting block. So the goal is to get him to believe or her to believe that she's supposed to step over to you with the saddle spot. I can change where I put my hand. So like if I want his whole body and I'm standing in front of him, I want his whole body, I'm going to put my hand and snap at his ribs.
So are you teaching this just from this side, because you're always teaching?
No, they know it from both sides. But I only teach it from one side at a time.
Right. I'm saying because the mountain block you are always...
No, he knows it both ways. Yeah, no, they learn everything both ways. It's just they know wherever you are, they're supposed to come to you with that part of their ribs. Put your hand up so you can see it. There you go. Good. Good. And get in the habit too of always saying yes. You know, because if she's being left to hang there to wonder if she's been done the right thing, she's not going to be as likely to want to do it for you because she never really knows for sure. Yes, the release teaches, but saying, I'm proud of you is also pretty good. Okay. Yep. So now he just walked off, which she might do too. So you could incorporate a wiggle at that point. So Another thing she might do, based on the type of pressure you're putting, if you're doing backward, like if you're hanging way over here and you're doing backward pressure and she backs up, you're teaching her to back up by the where your hand is. If your hand's up in the air, it causes that indirect rain. Yes, it's well, just above it or over it, but not out on the side of him. And so let's just say he was to start to back up because your cue is wrong. First of all, think to yourself, am I telling her to do that? And stay with her. Stay with her, stay with her, stay with her. No matter where you guys back to, you're going to just keep staying with her until she does the step you want. Because as soon as you let go, you taught it. Okay. The shoulder, you're going to stay still standing where you were. And now it's a direct rein on this side, and you're going to lean and ask the shoulder to come. Wiggle if he goes forward, because he needs to know, and you need to try to stay in that position. So until he comes over to you. Wiggle, wiggle, because he's just walking. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, he's still just walking. And see how you're in front of him almost? So you want to try to stay here. You're still, so as he walks, you're just going to keep pivoting away from him until he steps towards you.